Good morning and welcome to Retirement Tax Matters. We're kicking off with our first ever episode, digging into why retirement tax planning matters.
A new era for the internet and everybody out there. This should be exciting.
Yeah, this is the first step to world domination. We're taking over here. So I thought, Garrett, maybe we'd start off this morning with kind of introducing ourselves, people that don't know us, a little bit of introduction on how we got here, what we're doing, and why we're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my name is Garrett Crawford. I'm a certified financial planner. I have been at Providence now I started in 2013, so I'm going on 12 years in the business. And my background was I went to school at the University of Tennessee. I did an undergrad degree in electrical engineering. And maybe the longer story for another day, but I started dating a girl. Her dad ended up being the owner of Providence. Life kind of wrote its own story for me, and I started my first job right out of college here at Providence Advisors Group. And 12 years ago, this industry I didn't even know existed, but Paul, who we work with, he said, "Garrett, I really want you to help me understand Social Security," because at the time there were a lot of people that were having questions. That was kind of a new developing part of a financial advisor helping clients with Social Security. And Paul said, "Hey, take your engineering skills, come in, learn all this." He said, "If you can do that, that'd be a great first step, and we'll kind of see how it goes." And 12 years later, I'm still here. And I think it was probably 2017, I decided that I really liked this stuff. And I told Paul I wanted to sit for the Certified Financial Planner exam, the CFP exam. And I think I passed that in 2019. It took a little while to get through the books. But here I am all these years later. Our company is growing. We love what we do. And I'm sure there will be more that come out in the future. But I love this job. And I love what I think the future is going to look like in financial planning, and kind of the impetus of this podcast and you. So, Adam, why don't you jump in? Tell them where you came from.
Yeah, so Adam Reed, I'm an investment advisor representative, passed the licensing here a few months ago, and so rocking and rolling and studying for the CFP as well. And really enjoyed being in the industry for the last couple of years. And so I was raised by a CPA dad who liked numbers a lot and people a little. And I like people.
What a good fit.
Yeah, it worked out great talking about tax planning. And so I like people a lot and numbers a little. So this seems like a better world for me than the CPA space. So
yeah, and so we kind of joked through the years, or at least through the time that Adam's been on board. We both love people, we both love numbers, and that's why we do this job. But I think it'll be really interesting for people that tune in, just having different perspectives of a very technical topic, which is tax. And I think it'll be a good mix for us doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. So started here in January. Really been enjoying it. Came from maybe a bigger firm, more corporate style firm here in the area. So really enjoy being part of the team. Loving the industry, loving kind of what we've got going on here, the planning aspect, not just, hey, let's invest your assets and hope for the best, but hey, let's have a game plan. Let's plan for the future, which I think really segues well into the podcast and what we're doing. And kind of to kick us off, Garrett, I got one question for you today, which is, why does tax planning and retirement matter?
Okay, well, I knew this question was coming, and I was sitting there thinking this morning, how do we cover this? And it'll be interesting to see how this develops, but I don't envision these episodes that we do being, 30, 45 minutes long, because I think when it comes to taxes and the complicated nature of it, that might be a boring podcast. I think you and I might find that interesting, but a lot of people might not. So I think it's good to keep these shorter and in bite-sized amounts, but I don't think we can cover that topic in one sitting, which I think is why I really like the idea of doing this, is that we were thinking about names for the podcast, and we thought, well, what about like retirement taxes made easy or something? And the nature of it is that they're not easy. They are actually pretty complicated. And I would say most of the people that we meet with, there's a feeling like maybe they aren't doing the best job managing their taxes. They're kind of a hope and a prayer hoping that they're doing well enough. But I think people really appreciate when they come in and there's a second set of eyes on managing their tax burden. They really appreciate that. But I don't think we can cover that in a 10-minute podcast. But I really look forward to diving into the nuances and kind of doing this question and answer format. But this is episode 1. And we're just getting going, and so like maybe one day we'll have like a cool background back here and logos and all that. But I think I want to start off with a disclosure, which is like not the most exciting thing to start a podcast with, and then maybe a story. And the disclosure is, like I said, taxes are hard, and so I've found in financial planning for 12 years now that rules of thumb are great. They kind of help set our ship in the right direction. They tell us how much should you save for retirement? Is it 5%? Is it 10%? How much should I have in my emergency fund? Rules of thumb are great, but they actually don't apply to any specific person individually. And I tell that to people all the time. They'll come in and say, well, how much money can I take out of my 401k in retirement? And the truth is, it's very unique, and it depends on their circumstances. It depends on how, their current health, how much they want to leave for beneficiaries. And so the rule of thumb might be just take 4% out of your IRA. It'll last through retirement. But everybody is unique and different. And so the disclosure, I think, for any time we're talking about taxes, tax planning, is that I really value the fact that clients have an accountant, somebody that's doing their taxes for them that are helping. Doesn't mean you can't do it yourself, but there is an element where anytime somebody is giving advice, especially in a podcast format, we want to make sure that you're talking to a qualified financial person as they're giving that. And a podcast format is not that. When I sit with a client and I'm helping them think through Roth conversions and how to pull out of money from an IRA, I'm pretty aware of what their goals are and what they're trying to accomplish. And so I think that's kind of the disclosure, that we're gonna try our best to provide real value as we talk about tax planning. But the nature of it is it is very highly unique and independent on your circumstances. So moving on from that, I think the quick story that I want to tell this morning is that it's been kind of a tricky balance in our financial planning industry, especially in the 12 years that I've been here, that I've always been told as a financial planner, do not give tax advice. And at a black and white level, I'm in agreement with that. There are certain things that a CPA is trained to do to represent clients in courts, to prepare a tax return, that I never want to cross that line of giving tax advice when I am not fully qualified to do as a certified financial planner. And I think what has happened, though, is that there is a place for a financial planner, an advisor, to be a part of that conversation alongside of a client and a CPA, because the reality is that all the things that we're helping clients do, whether it's buy a house, whether it's determine how much money to pull out of a retirement account, should it be a Roth, should it be a traditional IRA, should they do a Roth conversion, all of those things touch on taxes. And so I think when it comes to doing tax planning in a kind of client financial planner relationship, there's also this big thing in our favor, that oftentimes when clients go and visit their CPA, their tax preparer in February, they've got all their tax documents, and they show up at their office in February and say, here's my 1099-Rs, here's my brokerage statement, my capital gains. By then, it's really too late to do anything as far as planning for that tax year. And so I think clients will show up with their documents, but then they missed their opportunity already to do that. And so I think that's where the synergy between what we do and what accountants do come in, where I think, and this is a big thing for why I feel like this is the direction our industry is going, that the financial advisor, us, with our clients, we are privy to all kinds of information that their accountant is not. I
Mhm.
could tell you how much money is in their Roth, how much is in their traditional IRA, how much income they're generating from that and their brokerage accounts. And oftentimes an accountant would have to call me to get that information. And so I think I would start the answer to your question that there's a lot of value that we can add. I think there's a lot of values that even if somebody wasn't working with a financial planner and they were, just trying to manage their taxes, could be a huge alpha, that's what we call it, a benefit as they do tax management. The other thing that I think about is that retirement expenses, like your standard of living, we talk about that with clients a lot, how much they need to live on to continue to do the things that they need to do. I think we can be short-sighted to determine how much of those expenses are related to taxes. It is a continuous, constant expense to factor in when you pull money out of a traditional IRA. Is that going to come out at 20%, 22%, 10%? Property taxes, state sales tax. We're going to get into, I think, hopefully over the years to come, there's all kinds of taxes. It's like we pay so many taxes, I don't even think people realize how much ends up with the state of Tennessee, with the federal government. We've got federal taxes, we've got state taxes, we've got property taxes, we've got things like Social Security taxes, we've got capital gain taxes. You sell a house, you're going to have to pay a capital gain tax. We've got net investment income tax. You make too much money, you're going to pay more taxes there. And then we have, if you make too much money, you're going to have to pay Medicare IRMA charges. So how do we balance all of those things and make good decisions? I think that's where we're going, and that's why I think the title of our podcast here, Retirement Tax Matters. There's a lot of matters to discuss, and I also think making good decisions in your retirement regarding taxes, it matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I like that answer, and I think as we go throughout this podcast, we'll answer more and more why it matters and touch on some of those matters. But is that all you got for us today?
Yeah, I think there's there's a couple things here. It's like we have, from like a client side, saving taxes. It feels nice. I would say one thing that's different about maybe the way you and I would approach a tax conversation with people is we are not about tax evasion at all. We don't want you to skip paying your taxes. We want you to pay the taxes that you're supposed to pay. But instead of looking at it, which I think is a common thing for retirees, which is like year by year, and what can I do this year to minimize taxes, I think a lifetime approach. So when clients come on, I'm okay actually paying more taxes in 1 year. In fact, I've got an appointment next Monday where I'm actually advocating maybe we should pay a lot more taxes this year, because I think down the road this planning decision could actually yield less taxes later. And so it's not always about paying the minimum amount of tax. It's about paying taxes when it's smart and leveraging the things that we know about your situation into the future to pay less overall.
Right.
But what do you think, Adam? You ready to do this?
I'm ready to do it. Okay. So, well, hey, thank you guys for joining us on our first kickoff episode to Retirement Tax Matters. And for anything else, I think you guys go out and make your day matter.
Okay.